Hey guys, and welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered. My name is Rob, and I know last time I said I would take on the Four Kings. Well, I still plan to, but I also have some other loose ends to tie up here. I realized earlier I never did kill this boss.
What foolishness! Why trespasseth upon the great Lord's tomb, whilst thou art a disciple of the Dark Sun? Mark the words of mine self, Gwyndolin. Thou shalt not go unpunished.
Yeah, Gwyndolin does not want you to come in here. At all. And depending on how you gain access, his dialogue will be different. If you gain access to this room by destroying the image of Guinevere, it's completely different dialogue. And even though I'm not in the Dark Moon Covenant, since I got in here without having destroyed her image, he just automatically assumes that, like, I'm a member because you'd have to have the ring to make that statue disappear from the doorway. But yeah, he's got 3 attacks. One where he shoots a bunch of arrows at you, which is probably his most dangerous one. And he's already almost dead. He doesn't have much health. Then he casts magic in 2 different forms. He does spread magic, which you can just get behind a pillar. With the big laser beam, you can just kind of roll out of the way of or dodge through it. Of course, if you're not very confident in your dodging skills, you can bring a shield in here like the Crest Shield that has high magic damage resist and wait for him to raise up a little bit on his snake legs. And that way you know he's about to use his bow, which is easy to dodge, and then, yeah, he's dead.
Swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
All right. And that long hallway he was on all of a sudden becomes a little bit less long. Get the soul of Gwyndolin, which I think canonically the chosen undead does not kill Gwyndolin. Or maybe he does, and then Gwyndolin just comes back. But I know that Aldrich devours Gwyndolin in Dark Souls 3 and gains a lot of his powers, so anyway, I don't know how all that should work. But Soul of Darkmoon Gwyndolin, God of the Dark Sun, and Guardian of Deserted Anor Londo. And that's all it has to say about that, really. Use the soul of Gwyn's lastborn to acquire a huge amount of souls, yeah. Gwyn's youngest child. Who was born male but raised as a female. I guess Gwyn was just a really progressive parent. Or regressive, if you ask me. Yeah. That's an empty chest. You open this one up. What is that on top there? I'm trying to get that. Oh, those are flowers. Okay. Get the Miracle Sunlight Blade. Miracle wielded by Lord Gwyn's firstborn, which is known as the Nameless King in Dark Souls 3. Boosts right weapon with rays of sun. The power of sunlight, manifested as lightning, is very effective against dragons. When the eldest son was stripped of his deific status, he left this on his father's coffin, perhaps as a final farewell. I don't think Gwyn is the one that stripped the Nameless King of his deific status. When the eldest son was stripped of his deific status, he left this on his father's coffin. Maybe it was Gwyn who stripped him of his deific status, but I don't think it was. I think that Gwyndolin stripped him of it. Or maybe Velka. I'm not sure. Man, I don't know. But I don't think Gwyn did it. I think Gwyn had already tried to go and link the first flame at that point. And then you get the brass armor set that the Firekeeper of Anor Londo is wearing, which now that you've killed Gwyndolin, she's going to be hostile. She was good friends with him, and she does not appreciate you killing her friend. Now let's see here. Armor of the Darkmoon Nightess, Firekeeper of Anor Londo. After becoming undead, she visited the Dark Sun Gwyndolin at the Mausoleum of the Spiral Depths, became a Blade of the Darkmoon, and assumed the Flamekeeping duty. She received this armor, which hides her hideous form and helps her hunt the guilty. So apparently she has a hideous form. Which it would seem that most Firekeepers have, like, something going on with them. But anyway, that was Gwyndolin. Let me go ahead and just... Well... I mean, it's just over here. This would just warp me back to the Darkmoon Tomb bonfire anyway. So I'll just run back to it. So next, I actually want to go... I'll warp to the Princess Chamber. The Chamber of the Princess, or whatever it's called. And, I don't think the image of Gwyndolin, of Guinevere says or does anything different, but let me make sure. I think it'll remain the same.
O chosen undead, thou hast journeyed far. Please, father's role thou shalt king seeker friend.
Yep, nothing but the automated voice message left by by Gwyndolin faking his sister's voice.
Now thou shalt go, may thou be one.
Well, there we go. Of course, if you do this before killing Gwyndolin, you'll get some dialogue from him here, where he's like, "You tarnished the Godmother's image. You been naughty. That's gonna earn you a paddling." Doesn't actually say that, but, you know, pretty much the equivalent. So once you've destroyed her image, that just takes the whole facade down, and you realize that Anor Londo's not actually lit up with the sun. It's under a dark moon. And then you come back down here, and the enemies that were here before are no longer here, and instead there's a couple of NPCs here. A dude dressed in Baldur Knight armor and a dude dressed in the steel set, like the Berenike Knights or whatever. And he uses a great sword. To great effect. Gotta watch out for this duo. A dude with the Baldur set and then the great sword is not a good combo for your health. And he's trying to parry me. You little sucker. Ow. I tried to parry and then I missed. Can I try again? Stupid. Stop trying to block with your sword. Who do you think you are, Guts? Get out of here with that. Yeah, they don't respawn. No more Sentinels, no more Silver Knight Archer, although the other Silver Knights are still here. And even outside of the cathedral, the giant Sentinels aren't there anymore either, which leads me to think that they were all just kind of formed by Gwyndolin's magic, I guess, since he is a sorcery user. But he uses a catalyst that is... oh, I never unlocked that. What's wrong with me? But he uses a catalyst that scales off of faith, so... yeah. I don't know. I don't really know why. But he does. And I mean, if you make a... It's useful for hybrid builds that have, like, let's say just enough intelligence to use something like Dark Bead or something like that. but you want to prioritize faith, like miracles or whatever, it works good on those types of builds. But that's very, I don't know. I feel like there are more efficient builds overall than trying to make hybrids. I feel like the hybrid build of like 40 intelligence and maybe 28 faith, where intelligence is higher than faith, I think is a better hybrid because that allows you to use the Moonlight Greatsword to great effect. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, that's open. I guess I never got this Titanite chunk either. Why did I skip that? Huh. Whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of Batwing demons out here, too. They're no longer here. Old giant blacksmith, though, he's not an illusion. He's still here.
What's that? Shiny, shiny. Give me that. I make weapons shiny.
Yeah, he forges the crystal weapons with the crystal ember.
I had shiny, shiny. I make weapons shiny.
Yeah, that's just like thinking about what Hawkeye Goff said, that he would have much to talk about with the giant blacksmith. It's like, I mean, Goff sounds, the way he speaks, he sounds fairly intelligent, or at least he enunciates really well. What would he really have to talk about with the giant blacksmith who's all like, shiny, shiny? I don't know.
You come, I forge. We talk. You, good friend. I, very happy.
Man, I just love the giant blacksmith. He's just a happy, carefree dude. Has no wants for anything in the world. It just to beat on this sword with his wooden hammer for 900 hours. Just, you know, he's just a happy, peaceful guy. You just gotta love him.
You come, I forge. I get shiny from Duke. Forge weapons. Make shiny. More happy.
Oh, so he actually has some dialogue that gives you a hint to find the ember. But I just gave it to him, so that was just left in there, I guess.
You talk. I no talk. But happy.
You talk a little bit about shiny. Yeah, with the... I wish I could read the description of the Manus Catalyst without making it. I would like to be able to do that, but the game won't let you, unfortunately. But you see, I can also make a Dark Moon bow and a 10 Dark Moon Catalyst. You can make either of those from Gwyndolin Soul. The Dark Moon bow is like a bow that does physical and magic damage and scales off of faith. The 10 Dark Moon Catalyst, like I said, is a catalyst that scales off of faith. What else? Can make the Great Shield of Artorias using Sif Soul. The Crystal Ring Shield using the Soul of the Moonlight Butterfly. I don't have any swords that aren't fully upgraded, so it's not showing me what all swords I can make. But you can make 2 different swords with the Soul of Sif, and you know, I already talked about that though. Good old giant. He don't talk real well, but he's got a good soul. Speaking of souls, let's read the Soul of Gwyndolin that I just got. Soul of Dark Moon Gwyndolin, God of the Dark Sun and Guardian of deserted Anor Londo. Oh, I already read this. That's right. Yeah, Gwyn's lastborn. All that. Okay, yeah. So let's see here. I've got couple more embers in my inventory here that will go to Vamos. So let me bring those to him. Did I not touch that bonfire ever? I guess I didn't because I didn't want to have to work from there. That's fine. Alright, I think I pretty much cleared out the bone wheel pit. Yeah, I touched the bonfire. I guess I never rested at it. That's funny. Well, now I can warp to and from it. Alright, you grouchy skeleton blacksmith, you.
Why, is that an ember from New Londo? And a fine ember it be. What'd he say? Why not leave it with me? I'll give you a flame to feast your eyes upon.
Yeah, so that's just left, like, you don't get the large flame ember from New Londo, obviously, but he makes other references to an ember from New Londo, so they must have originally planned for the large flame ember to be in New Londo. Either that or they planned for him to use the very large ember. Whichever it is, that's just a little mess up on the developer's part. I guess they just ran out of time, like they couldn't redo the audio or anything like that. Which is a shame because it's kind of like, eh.
Yes, yes, very well. We'll get these old bones to work.
Or maybe the large flame ember originally came from New Londo and then it got moved to the Demon Ruins. Who knows? Time is convoluted. So now you can modify any +5 weapon to a +10. But why would you do that
What was that about? Don't be coming around here without a good reason.
when you can make a chaos weapon?
Why, that's an ember unlike any that I have seen. A very curious pattern. Could it be the flame of the legendary witch? I know. Suppose you left that ember with me. Old Vamos would never let you down. No, not ever.
Sure, you can have it.
Yes, splendid. Splendid indeed. My oh my, you precious little thing.
I'm only missing one ember now, and that is the large magic ember, which is actually in the Duke's archives. I'm not going to go after it right now. I'll actually probably do that off camera, maybe. But, yeah. So, anywho.
I've told you if I... but that...
Anyway.
What was that about?
Nothing. Never you mind. Vamos. I don't know why he has to be so rude. Put another point. I'm going to try to get my endurance up to 36. Did some number crunching on Mugen Monkey a little bit ago to see how high I would have to get my endurance to fast roll with the Zweihander equipped with the heater shield. Without using Havel's Ring, it's 36, so that's what I'm going to concentrate on now. Anyway, back to Firelink Shrine. Rested this bonfire so I can actually, like, if I die, I'll go back there instead of down to the catacombs. Wouldn't want that. Oh, don't want to fall in that hole either. Let's call this lift back up. I'm getting close to finishing this Let's Play of Dark Souls Remastered, and I'm pretty happy with what I've done so far. There's a couple of dialogue sequences that I missed. Ooh, speaking of which, you know what? Before I do this, I want to check on something. Hang on. Nope. She's still alive. For now.
I was wondering when you might return. It is a great relief to see you. Vince and Nico were fooled by a monkey rat, and thus I can... Then be safe. Farewell, Verianox.
Okay. Duly noted. She is still alive at this point, so... yeah. And since I'm talking about her still being alive, that would hint at the fact that she may not be alive at a certain point in the game. Yeah, that does... she does totally, she can totally get killed by Petrus. But I don't know what triggers it. I'm going to try and take on the four kings and then see if maybe having all the Lord's souls triggers it. So I really can't remember. But alternatively, you can buy all of her miracles, like buy everything from her, and then she'll eventually move on to the Duke's archives and become hollow. And I'm pretty sure you find her in I think the tower with all the Pasakas. Pretty sure that's where she ends up. But anywho, let's come on down here to the new Londo Ruins. Sure, I'll go ahead and equip a... whatchamacallit here. Transient Curse, there we go. For whatever ghosts I may end up having to knock out of the way. So I think I can probably avoid most of them. You know what? I think I can run past everything if I just book it. Yeah, let's just do it that way. I'm just going to run past all this. So I really won't get much out of fighting any of these guys. Drop down here. I will go ahead and parry this guy, since it's easy to do. Get him out of the way. Didn't drop anything. I'm fine with that. Alright, yeah, and let's just dash on through here. Got a Dark Wraith to the left and to the right. He usually doesn't stop right there near that pillar. Huh. Usually he'll do a thrusting attack and you have to kind of just get out of the way. Oh, crap. No, no, no! Oh, man. Okay, the intended movement there was to make a sharp roll to the right to avoid getting attacked by one of the Dark Wraiths, because they can hit you through the fog wall. But I rolled the wrong way and fell to my death. Alright. You get down here out of the way. The ghosts can go through the wall and attack you, but if you go down a little bit, they won't even bother. So let's switch over to Covenant of Artorias, to where I can actually drop down and challenge the four kings. Go ahead and take that off. I could have attuned Great Magic Weapon, which would have maybe helped a little bit, but I'll be fine without it. An easy strategy for this boss, especially if you have a plus 15 weapon of any kind, really. If you put on full Havels or some other suit of armor that's like really high poise, come in with 20 Estus Flasks and just wail on this boss, you'll win. It's not hard if you're playing the game normally and leveling up normally and upgrading your weapons. But it's also fun to fight this boss by dodging and actually, doing the intended method. And then this crap happens. Just tank that with whatever shield. And then there's... Okay, you're doing really annoying fights, and I did not know where that hitbox was. Ow. Let me heal here. Okay. Ow. Not doing great so far, but if you get up in the king's business, they can stagger you easily, but they can't damage you very good with the hilt of the sword that they're using. So you want to get close up to them, otherwise just dodge. Yeah, there we go. It's helpful to have the Grass Crest Shield or Coranthe Ring or some green moss or whatever to make your stamina regeneration faster. That always helps. Yeah, 2 kings down. if you're dealing enough damage, it's possible to finish this boss fight with only killing 3 kings if you can do enough damage to the overall health pool. Let's see if I can actually do that. So I'm actually a bit overpowered for this fight. Ordinarily, without doing the DLC or anything like that, you'd probably be around like level 70-ish. Oh. Ah, man, missed them. They have a lingering hitbox there where you can continue to damage them even though they're off screen. When they haven't completely faded away, they still take damage. But there's just 1 hit left. This is the 4th king. Really? This again? I hate that move. And... Zagaga! And there we have it. We get the bequeathed Lord Soul. Let's have a look here. Bequeathed Lord Soul Shard. Soul of the 4 kings who fell to dark. Soul of one of the 4 kings who fell to dark. A fragment of a Lord Soul discovered at the dawn of the Age of Fire. Lord Gwyn recognized the foresight of these 4 great leaders of New Londo and granted them their ranks and the fragments of a great soul. Although this is not a full Lord Soul, it can still satiate the Lord Vessel. Yeah, so like 2 of the Lord Souls you get are fragments of Gwyn's original soul. 2 of them are bequeathed, the other 2 are from Lords. The Bed of Chaos and Grave Lord Nito. Huh. First of the Dead and the Mother of Demons. Interesting. So anyway, if you defeat this boss before having ever talked to Frampt, his counterpart, Darkstalker Kath will, or Koth or whatever, will show up here. Alrighty, let's see here. Let me go to level up first of all. Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to warp to Firelink Shrine. Alright, I actually want to have a talk with this goofy goober, but actually first let me see if killing the 4 kings, having all the Lord Souls, prompted Petrus to kill Rhea of Thorland. Because I know if you leave her there long enough, he will kill her, but I don't know what prompts it. Which is really annoying if you're trying to, if you're running a faith build and you haven't bought Wrath of the Gods from her yet, which is one of the most important miracles for a faith build, and he happens to kill her, you have to play through another new game cycle before you can get it. And she's still alive, oddly enough.
I am most pleased to find you in good health. I am ready.
Huh.
Then be safe.
Weird. If I were trying to run a faith build, it would be my luck. He would have killed her by now. Especially if I had not bought Wrath of the Gods from her. But yeah, the way you know that he kills her, you don't see it happen, and he doesn't talk about it. But after she's dead, when you like pillage the, I think she just drops a pendant or something like that, just leaves it there. After you kill Petrus, he'll drop her miracle talisman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I lose myself.
Yeah, jackass. Anyway, Yeah, let's talk to Frampt now. Nyah!
No, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well and wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake. I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent? The beings who possess as the primordial serpent, let there be no guilt.
Okay.
Very well. Then stay still for a moment.
Yeah, skip that disturbing cutscene there. Oh, let me take that off as well. The Covenant of Artorias has served its purpose. Going back to the Wolf Ring. Alright, I also want to reverse my hollowing for the next cutscene. I want to look spiffy. Alright, let's offer the souls up to the Lord Vessel. Man, look at it glow. What do you have to say, you stupid looking thing?
Oh. The Lord Vessel is satiated. Magnificent. You are the righteous successor to Gwyn, the new great lord, and I am Kingseeker no more. Your acquaintance was an honor. I must admit, I am fond of you humans. May you enjoy serendipity, and may the Age of Fire perpetuate.
Alright. And just like that, it's time to face Gwyn and beat the game. But first, there's a couple of things I want to do before doing that. Let's warp to... Let's go to the Daughter of Chaos. Alrighty. Before I actually finish the game, and this is something I recommend doing with any build, or any character you make. If it's your first time playing through the game, and you want to like have all the items you can have, go ahead and don't let yourself feel too guilty about it, but kill every single NPC in the game, because they all drop different items and stuff that you might can use in New Game Plus. So Shiva and his little friend here, unfortunately.
There you are again. I've culled my best picks from my last summoning. Have a look, will you?
They're unfortunately gonna have to go. I think I have all these weapons here, except for maybe the washing pole, which I'm not worried about. Pretty sure I have a demon spear. Even if I don't, it's not a big deal. The main thing I want is the Murakumo and the Dark Wood Grain Ring. So, yeah, take you out. That was easy. Get his humanity and the Dark Wood Grain Ring, and here's Shiva.
You have some... You poor fool. You won't be able to run far enough.
Yeah, hinting that the Forest Hunters Covenant will relentlessly come after me, but I'm not worried about them whatsoever. So you kill him and you get the Murakumo and the Iron Round Shield. Having done that, let's see. Yeah, let's Homeward Bone. Alright, for the next part of what I'm going to do before taking on Gwyn, I'm actually going to turn into its own video. But I'm going to make a quick cut right here, and by the time I'm finished, I'll be ready to face the end of the game. Alright, after having done what I was going to do off screen, you'll notice I have a crap ton of souls in my bottom right counter. That's because I duped some souls, and may have shown how to do that by recording what I was doing. I also duped a whole bunch of upgrade materials to where I could upgrade every weapon I would want to its full capacity, just to save myself the trouble of farming, so that this character would be ready to go into New Game Plus, ready for PvP. Did not use those souls to level up from where I'm at, though. So I'm going to beat the game where I'm at using what I had before. I almost forgot, before I do that, let's have a dialogue with Firekeeper one last time.
Framt has told me of you. That you have agreed to link the fire. I thank you sincerely. Finally, the curse of the undead will be lifted. And I can die human. I am powerless, but I will do all that I can. Please, save us all. Please.
Yeah, unfortunately, what Framt doesn't tell you is that the curse being lifted is only temporary. It only ever is temporary.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Whatever, I don't need you to go down here. There we go. Alright. Alright. In this final stretch of the game, if you do choose to farm for upgrade materials, this is a good place to do it, because all the enemies up here are Black Knights, and they drop all different kinds of Titanite chunks, but not slabs, unfortunately. I wish they did. It's one of the reasons I duplicate slabs, is because they're so scarce in the game. It's not like Dark Souls 2 where they just, you know, dump them in your lap nonstop. But yeah, this is the kiln of the first flame. Look at all this ash. This is where the first flame was first kindled, and, well, a lot of crap got burnt up. I'm assuming this is where the Black Knights and Gwyn fought the Chaos Demons, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Get out of here. But yeah, they'll drop chunks every single time, plus they drop Black Knight weapons pretty often, so if you want to farm for any of the Black Knight equipment, now's the time to do it. Ow. I was going to parry that, but ended up not pressing the button in time. Yeah, the one with the great sword drops a red chunk. Let's see here. The Black Knight set is over here somewhere. I bet you it's over. Yeah, there it is. Here comes a Black Knight with his great sword. Let me get rid of him. Great sword as opposed to an ultra great sword. Drops a chunk. Oof. That is a long ways down. I'm not sure what's up with all these pillars and stuff. I don't know what this contract is supposed this construct is supposed to be. But you get the Black Knight set. Let's have a look at that. Nope. I have like nearly 600 Giant's armors in my inventory. If you go watch the video I'm going to upload about duplicating weapons and not weapons, but items and stuff, you'll see why. Alright, armor of the Black Knights who haunt Lordran. The knights followed Lord Gwyn when he departed to link the fire, but they were burned to ashes in the newly kindled flame, wandering the world as disembodied spirits ever after. Yeah, it's crazy. Not only did they get burned while fighting the Chaos Demons, they get burned again. And then if you save Soul Air, you can summon him for this. And I mean, you know what? Why not? Since I went to the trouble to preserve him, I might as well summon him for this. Maybe I'll just fight Gwyn without parrying. Make things a little bit more interesting, because that's really the easy way to kill Gwyn. What makes Gwyn difficult is if you don't parry him. Soul Air will ease a little bit of that burden off. Oh, that was a very quick attack. Why would you do such a thing? And don't hit Soul Air. Soul Air is my awfully strong idiot, like Patches said. There we go. The one with the axe drops a white chunk. And here we have a Black Knight with the halberd who will drop a blue chunk. Boop. Boop. Oh, look at there. Another Black Knight halberd. Very nice. Alrighty. I know I didn't get all the dialogue or all the items and everything, but I got what I could. Maybe in the next playthrough, as I'm playing through the game again, maybe I'll record some footage of the dialogue and stuff that I missed. But anyway, let's do this. Yep. I'm not really talking much because I honestly just really like the music here. The atmosphere of fighting Gwyn. This is a really good final boss. He's a simple final boss, but he's really effective. Is he dead already? Wow. Well, dang, Soul Air, go on ahead then. You show him. You find your son. There you go. What are you still doing here? Yeah, I can't pick up any humanity anymore. Let's have a look at Gwyn's soul, which you can use to make a weapon or a miracle. He also duplicated these two. Because, I mean, why not? Anyway, Soul of the Gwyn. I guess it's just supposed to say Soul of Gwyn. Lord of Sunlight and Cinder, who linked the first flame. Lord Gwyn bequeathed most of his power to the gods and burned as cinder for the first flame, but even so, Lord Gwyn's soul is a powerful thing indeed. So everybody's relying on us to link the flame. I guess we'll do it. It was so weird the very first time I did this. I had no idea what had just happened. I just kind of looked at the ending. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, when you really study the lore of the game and the story that the game does not shove down your throat, that you kind of have to dig for, it makes sense why this happens. And I think this is the canonical ending to Dark Souls 1. Just kind of holding his arm up like, huh, I'm combusting. How about that? I mean, he's not screaming and going crazy in pain, so maybe the fire isn't painful? I don't know. And there you go, you rekindled the first flame and perpetuated the Age of Fire, thus bringing a temporary end to the curse of the undead to where people can die peacefully. And that is Dark Souls Remastered. Man. Second Let's Play I've done of it. I'm a lot more satisfied with this one than I was my first one. I feel like over the past few years I've gotten better at commentary. I certainly hope I have. I tried to get as much dialogue and discuss lore as much as I could. Yeah, I'm not an expert on either of those things, and there's plenty of other channels that are, but it was just kind of me playing the game. Cat, you have to knock things off my shelf when I'm trying to do the commentary on the game about the thing. You naughty little boy. It's Orange Tabby. They're the best cats, but they're also the worst cats. And I just love him to death. You little punk. You little punk. You like watching me play Dark Souls? Yeah. You're orange like a little sunbro. Yes, you are. Anyway. Yeah, man, still, consistently, 6 years later, Dark Souls is definitely within my top 5 games of all time. I don't know if it's number 1, but just in any random order, it will always land within a top 5. I come back to it time and time again. And I just, I'll get hooked on it, trying different challenge runs or doing PvP or whatever. I don't play PvP consistently for long periods of time. I just kind of go through. Cat constantly knocking things off of my game shelf because you can't help but do that. What do you have to say for yourself? What do you have to say for yourself? Nothing. You don't even look guilty for what you've done. Yeah, I don't play PvP for long periods of time. I just go through spurts of it. Which, I'm kind of prepared this character to do PvP with. I don't know if I'll actually do it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get back into it. And if there's still anybody playing Dark Souls at the end of 2022, when Elden Ring is out, and it's already been out for a while, and I don't know for sure, I would imagine FromSoft is probably getting ready to release some DLC for Elden Ring. I see it happening pretty soon. But yeah, just great game. It's not a perfect game by any means. It has its flaws, but man, it's the video game that really got me back into gaming. So I have Dark Souls to thank for that. Yeah. Not much as I can say. Just, thanks for watching. I've grown my humble little channel from like 3 subscribers to 48 as of recording this. So I'm just like looking forward to getting 50 at this point. Never planned to go big and become like any type of big streamer or anything, but for those of you that do watch, I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoy doing it. I hope it brings you entertainment and joy. I hope you like this. If you're watching and you do like it and you're not subscribed, I mean, why else would you be watching, listening to me yak my head off? Hit that subscribe button. Maybe I'll play something else you like. Leave a comment. I love the interaction from you guys. But that's it until next time. Y'all take care. Be safe. I'll see you soon.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.